It might sound unbelievable, but we saved 100% of the cost that was being spent on the chatbot. Overall, the client was able to save around $30,000 per year from the overall marketing automation spend.
Hello and welcome to our today's webinar. I am Rehman Mukarram, and with me here today is Abad, who is our domain expert. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Rahman. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to this exciting webinar.
So in this webinar, we will be discussing how we helped a SaaS startup to save around $30,000 a year by simply adopting Adobe Dynamic Chat. We will walk you through a step-by-step implementation of this chatbot, so make sure to stay till the end. Let's start off with discussing the challenges this customer was facing. Since I was the customer success manager on this project, one of the main challenges which we noticed that this customer was facing was a very low budget, yet they had to run their marketing operations. It's a very typical challenge most startups face when they're in phase of series funding. Similar was the case with this client, as they were in a budget freeze, and usually the first budget cuts these startups do is from their marketing. And when we talk about cutting down on marketing cost, it usually means letting go of the tools that have a poor ROI. Another challenge was the website speed, I believe, which usually slows down due to multiple scripts or plugins firing off at the runtime. So now, Abad, would you like to add further on how did we go about addressing those challenges?
So our plan of action involved killing two birds with one stone. We needed to find the tool that is super budget friendly and isn't too heavy on the website. We started off by auditing the current tech stack and listing down all the necessary tools that were critical to run the marketing operations. Secondly, on those necessary tools, we did some research to see if there are any budget friendly options that offer the same features. We noticed that the chatbot our client was using had a low ROI, as the features that this chatbot is offering were more lavish than the customer's requirement. Hence, our client was being charged for the features that were not being used. So we went on a quest to find a tool that only caters the basic to mid-level chatbot features that our client needed.
That was actually a great approach carved out by you. Can you tell us more about the execution and the time it involved to do this migration?
Sure, Rahman. The execution of the migration involved careful planning. We wanted to be sure this implementation positively impacts the website performance and that we are able to achieve the optimal results within our budgets and time constraints. Overall, the migration was completed end-to-end within 3 weeks. It included auditing the existing chat flows, assuring this compatibility of those chat flows with the Adobe Chat, setting and testing the dialogues, coordinating with the dev team for the chatbot script deployment, website speed optimization, after the deployment, client review, and setting the chatbot live.
So you mentioned the website speed optimization, right? What was it before and after the implementation of this chatbot?
Sure, the website speed score was around 55, which is acceptable but not ideal. But after implementing the Adobe chatbot, the score increased by around 20 points, which is almost a bump of 36%. It eventually resulted in an improved user experience overall.
Now let's move on to the walkthrough of an actual step-by-step implementation of the chatbot. How about we start off with its configuration and the appearance, like how it would look on the website, the colors, branding, etc.
Sure. So we have many options to customize the chatbot. We can modify the colors to match your website theme, choose different fonts, and adjust the font size to ensure that it all stays consistent in terms of branding. Additionally, we can also personalize the name of the chatbot. For instance, let's say we want to name it Anna or John. We can easily set the name with the configuration setting. We also have an option to choose different avatar for the chatbot. This allows us to give the chatbot a unique personality that aligns with the brand persona. Moving on, let's talk about the privacy aspect of the chatbot. In configuration setting, there is an option to add a privacy link. This link can be highlighted within the chatbot interface, ensuring that the user have an easy access to the privacy policy. This feature helps to maintain transparency and build trust with our website visitors. Now let's discuss the installation. In order for the chatbot to appear on the website, we need to share the JavaScript snippet with our web dev team so that they deploy it in the website code. By that, the chatbot becomes visible to the visitors across the website.
Great. If we were to talk about the features and the functionalities of the chatbot, how can it be utilized to create engaging conversations with the web visitors?
That's a great question. So the dialogue module allows you to create interactive conversations with the web visitors. Let's dive into the detail of how it works. So the first module in dialog is where. This refers to the specific web pages where the chatbot will be firing up and the conversation would be taking place. It's also possible to add multiple URLs or use wildcard in case you want the chatbot to appear on all the pages under the specific domain URL. The second aspect is who. This refers to the target audience for the conversation. Here we see infrared person and company attributes, where we can find the criteria and design a persona to whom we would like to show the conversation. The third and the most important module is what. This module focuses on the content or flow of the conversation. With this stream designer, we can set up the flow by using 5 given card options. These options can be dragged and dropped onto the canvas to create the conversation flow. The first card is the message card. It allows you to provide any content you would like to share with the visitor. You can personalize the message using token and even add emojis to make it more engaging. The second card is the question card. With this card, you can ask questions from the visitors to provide predefined responses. You can add multiple responses such as maybe later. The information capture card allows you to capture the info of the visitor. For example, you can ask their name, email addresses, and the phone number. You can personalize the message here too with the token and images and map it to the relevant Marketo fields. The appointment scheduler card enables visitors to book meeting with the SDRs. This card presents a widget that allows visitors to select a suitable time slot for your SDR's calendar. The last card is a goal card. Goals mark important points in the conversation. You can use goals to personalize marketing touchpoints or qualify leads. For example, if a lead expresses interest or asks for the case study, you can set goals accordingly. You can create new goals or choose from the existing ones, and they will be listed across the dialogues in the stream designer. Once you make all the necessary changes, you need to publish them to reflect the updates in the future conversations. The report section of the dialogue provides insight into engagement with the conversation. You can see how many times the conversation was triggered, how many visitors engaged with it, how many completed the conversation, and other metrics. You can also select a specific date range to analyze performance within that period.
Just like other chatbots, Adobe has an inbuilt calendar tool that can be integrated with SDR's calendar, right? How does it enhance the visitor experience?
That's right. So the calendar does offer efficient customization of agent availability and enhance the visitor experience. By defining agent availability time slots, setting up breaks, and configuring rules for non-working hours or holidays, the calendar ensures that the agents are accessible when visitors require assistance. There is also a flexibility to integrate either Outlook or Google Calendars with Dynamic Chat. This integration enables a smooth process where the meeting widget automatically accesses the SDR's calendar when a visitor becomes eligible to view it. The widget extracts all available slots and presents them to the visitors, simplifying the scheduling process. Moreover, we have an option to personalize the email sent to visitors upon booking a meeting. By configuring the email content, specific details relevant to the visitor's experience can be included, which further enhance the visitor's interaction with the chatbot. The meeting page is where you will find a comprehensive list of all the meetings scheduled with the SDRs.
That's awesome. What were the outcomes that were achieved after implementing the chatbot?
First, we implemented an alternate chatbot for the client without breaking their bank. Secondly, we also improved the customer's experience by providing more tailored one-on-one personalized conversation experience since we improved the messaging flow while doing this migration. We also integrated SDR calendars in the chatbot, which were not present in the previous chatbot subscription. And eventually it resulted in an improved lead routing mechanism. Lastly, as I remember earlier, we got a significant boost in the website speed, which also reduced the bounce rates.
If we talk about the cost by replicating the exact use case that was implemented with the previous chatbot, how effective was Adobe chatbot compared to that one?
It might sound unbelievable, but we saved 100% of the cost that was being spent on the chatbot, since the best part of the Adobe chatbot is that it comes for free with the most of the Marketo Engage packages, except the basic one. Overall, the client was able to save around $30,000 per year from the overall marketing automation spend.
Isn't that great? It's an amazing feeling when you are able to add genuine value to your customer's business when they need it the most. So Abad, do you have any final thoughts to share?
Yes, Rehman, I would just like to emphasize the importance of conducting a regular system audits to ensure that your tech stack is optimized and not draining your budgets. By identifying areas that need improvement and finding budget-friendly solutions, You can streamline your marketing efforts and improve overall performance.
Great. Once again, thank you, Abad, for joining and sharing the valuable insights. That concludes this session. We hope that the audience found it helpful. Since this webinar is being recorded, slides and recording will be available on demand. If you have any questions, feel free to reach us out at letstalk@xgrid.co. You may also use our hashtag, which is MarketingOpsXgrid, in case you'd like to post something about this webinar. Thank you for joining us and have a great day ahead. Goodbye.